Prepared Mind here. Welcome to episode 3 of the series, Why Should I Prepare for SHTF? Just a note, I would recommend starting at episode 1 and following them numerically, unless you're just playing along as we go. So what I wanted to talk about here is instability. You know, people will say, why should I bother preparing? Why should I store food or worry about clothing or firewood or resources, whatever? You know, why should I bother? You know, we haven't had a whole lot of this type of thing happen. Historically, that's an inaccurate statement. We have, because of the system that's built around us, the infrastructure, had a very smooth time with life for the last, since World War II. Several decades, right? But it is a very unstable world. And a great example I can point to right now is oil cost. And as things progress from year to year, month to month, people say, see, nothing bad is happening. Nothing bad is happening. There's no reason to prepare. But if you're thinking about it, maybe you've noticed something. Maybe you've noticed that oil is half of what it cost last year in the barrel. If you watch the stock market, you wonder, you might be seeing it. It's unstable. It's unstable. You know, the volatility is very high. You know, if the economy is really good, why has demand for oil dropped? And has dropped so much that the price has fallen to half of what it was. You know, we're not seeing a crash. I believe the market's manipulated. But the potential for economic disaster is there. You know, so what does that have to do with prepping? Well, if there's a banking issue, the way there has been on smaller scales, like in Greece, in Cyprus, in Russia recently, there's been some problems. So I guess what that means is we need to be able to look at everything. Why should I prepare? You know, if you think the world is stable, then you're not going to be a prepper. If you see the instability in it and understand the threats, the risk it presents, then you'll probably be more inclined to prepare. You know, but why? Why would you do that? Well, you've got insurance for everything: health insurance, car insurance, home insurance, rental insurance. You can look at prepping as a form of emergency insurance. You know, we've talked about natural and man-made disasters, you know, hurricanes and snowstorms, tidal waves. You know, we've talked about, man-made disasters. That is, something crazy like a Nazi takeover, right? Something hostile like that I talked about. But there's also terrorists out there and hackers, because our system is now really reliant upon the internet and computing. Those systems can be hacked, they can be crashed, they can be manipulated. And that covers everything from our power grid to Wall Street, your bank. And it only has to be down a day and the panicking can start. 3 or 4 days and we've got problems. Big problems if people can't buy food in the stores because they have no access to cash. They have no way to charge with a credit card. Something very small like that. You know, an economic crash based on something that happens on Wall Street could cause panic for several days. You know, while you can't have insurance for that, you know, what can you do? Well, you can prepare. Much the way we discuss here on the internet. You can prepare by having food, water on hand, enough to ensure you make it all the way through to the other side of whatever the disruption might be. And again, for some of us, we're going to think of that in terms of weeks. Others will think months, and some will think, apocalyptically. You know, how much do you really need to have? Well, you start with what you need to get by for what you believe in, and also, what you can afford. What you can afford to put back, put away, store. Like I said, you spend hundreds a month on insurance. You pay hundreds of dollars a month in taxes, which is Social Security insurance. Okay. But the thing with food, storing food and water, is you can always eat it and drink it. In a way, it's an investment. It's a safety net for you. So why should you prep? Why should you prepare for shit hits the fan? Well, because if there is a economic problem, stock market crash, banking crash, or hackers, right, hacking into the system and causing system disruptions, having that food there is good for you and your family. It doesn't hurt you at all. It's good for any emergency. So that's why you should prepare. Why? The world is an unstable place. It's been stable for a while. But government institutions, private corporations understand the threats that come from a wide diversity of threats. Terrorists, cyber terrorists, rogue nations. So yeah, why should you prep? Because the world is it's an unstable place. And we never know when it's going to come and get us. So why not have insurance? Why not have insurance to protect yourself? Be responsible. All right. And on a last note, speaking of cyber terrorists and people that just cause problems in general, I received a comment from James Yeager. Well, it wasn't the real James Yeager, but he did have a Facebook or a YouTube under James Yeager. And it had the Southern Poverty Law Center, I believe, was associated with this fake YouTube account. And what they were trying to do is they were trying to initiate a bashing session with me. Okay, they were baiting me to get into a cussing and threatening match. I think I made some comment about what James Yeager had said that got his tail in a crack a short while back, a couple years ago. And I'm sure James Yeager has plenty of people stroking his ego in the positive way, and I'm sure there's plenty of people that are attacking him still for what he said. So why would he worry about a little comment about me? So once again, James Yeager's site on YouTube, go check it out. He's got 0 subscribers, 2 links, and 1 video. Which is his inflammatory threat. So, this is what I'm talking about when I say instability and hackers. People that would try and foment action or bait you into saying something stupid and getting yourself in trouble. There's those type of people out there. And I wonder how many of you guys have dealt with that. Had them contact you and tried baiting you into a discussion, an argument, a fighting back and forth, name calling, or maybe making threats that they could then turn into the FBI. Like you said, there's a lot of people playing a lot of games out there, and everyone has an agenda. What is their agenda? Well, it's easy to know if you look into it. But the whole concept of an instability, right? There's a lot of different people vying for different concepts. Some people want freedom, some people want the opposite of that. Some people just want anarchy. So some hackers and some terrorists really want that, and others have an agenda, a government they're working for, or a private corporation, or a political action committee. So once again, this is The Prepared Mind, giving you some ideas, some understanding of why it is we need to prepare before shit hits the fan. Thank you. Have a great day.